Well, good morning. Happy Carniversary to moi. 2 years, 2 ans. And there are a couple things that I had to give up along the way. I gave up sugar. People really don't like sugar anyway, right? I mean, we all know it's bad for you. I also gave up everything that is produced into the body as sugar. So I also gave up grains. I gave up legumes, and I even gave up veg, and every other plant except coffee, huh? Because I didn't notice a huge difference, I haven't bothered to give it up. And Dr. Berry also found that, well, there's no big deal. So, to that introduction, let me tell you what else I had to give up. And the list has actually grown since the last list I had. I think I had a video on another channel, 37 things I gave up. Well, this list got a lot bigger. So I gave up GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease. I gave up diabetes. I gave up my visceral fat. I gave up high triglycerides. I gave up low high-density lipoproteins. Now, if you take the ratio of the triglycerides to the high-density lipoproteins, that is a very good indicator. It is a very large association related to that and heart disease. So any number over 2 is a bad thing, and any number under it is good. My ratio of triglycerides divided by HDL is about 1.5. So I'm in good shape. I gave up my fear of my low total cholesterol. I don't worry about quote unquote cholesterol. Number one, it's one molecule. So find the bad part. Number two, the association again of a cholesterol of about 220 is the sweet point for longevity. So you take with that what you want. I give up flatulence. I gave up bloating. I gave up high blood pressure. My blood pressure now is in the 100 teens over the upper 50s. Wow. I gave up my huge waist circumference. It went from 42, if I remember, and it's now sitting at 36 inches. How do you like that? And that waist over height ratio is another ratio you can use. Mine is 0.5. Anything greater than that, you might want to fix. If it's lower than that, that's great. Skin tags. I gave up sunburn. I gave up having to use the toilet at the night, so I don't make several trips to the bathroom. As a matter of fact, max, I may make one, and that's just a couple hours after I use the bathroom, but that's because I drink a lot of water. I gave up sleep apnea. I gave up pain and arthritis in my knee, pain and arthritis in my fingers. I used to have cracking here and here. I could actually open them and they go crack, and they started to really hurt. I gave up my bone spur on my heel. I gave up my plantar fasciitis. I have no more lumbar back pain. I used to have severe allergies, and from time to time, I wake up with a, generally clear nose. I mean, you just have the morning crud, but that's, I don't have these anymore. It's kind of weird. I gave up colds, flu, headaches, fevers. Guys, I haven't been sick in over 4 years. I gave up fatigue, so I have all day energy, man. Like right now, it's 20 after 7. The sun just came up about 15 minutes ago. I've been up since 6:30, and I won't go to bed till 9 or 10 at night. I don't have any more food comas, and I don't have to take naps anymore, which is kind of nice. So I gave all that up, and trust me, when you feel good, you really don't want to waste your time napping, all right? I gave up hard to wake in the morning, like I just said. I gave up 95 pounds of fat mass. I gave up a very horrible looking body composition. I gave up ascites, which is when your liver starts leaking fluid into your belly and you have that really big belly. Ugh, that was bad. I gave up my pitting edema. I gave up my inflammation. I gave up my fat face. I gave up being hangry and hypoglycemic. I gave up my extreme emotional outbursts. My grandpa was known as a thunderous, tormentuous person. That is, he would fly off the handle. He would yell a lot. And that was because he was an alcoholic. Well, it makes sense. Your brain's not functioning very well when you're an alcoholic. And there's no difference between alcohol and sugar and what it does to your brain, the depression it causes, etc. I gave up depression. Well, how do you like that? That was the next on my list. Yeah, I don't get sad anymore. What are you going to do? You feel too good. How can you be sad when you feel good? I gave up poor eyesight. They say that when you reduce inflammation, it's everywhere, including your lens in your eye. So my eyes actually got better again. Since the time I made my video of my 37, now it's into the 50s. I still haven't been able to get glasses. Just I don't have time. I have too much other great things to do. I gave up my hyperinsulinemia. I gave up my horrible HbA1c. I gave up my high fasting glucose. I gave up my fatty liver, my fatty pancreas, my fatty tongue. I gave up gout. I had gout in my right big toe. That's gone. Again, my cracking between my fingers. Cracking, sorry. That was like normally in winter, I would get dry and it would crack and it would bleed in between the webs of my fingers. And they're just absolutely beautiful. And we're in some dry season right now. And cold, it's like 60 degrees in the house right now. I gave up my cracked heels. Yeah, I used to have heels that would crack and they would bleed and hurt and it would stain my socks red with blood. That's all gone. Bye. Bad breath. I don't have bad breath. I don't have any oily skin. I used to have the T-zone and I got nothing. Yellow staining on clothes. That was huge for me, and I don't have that anymore, thankfully. And that's because of seed oils. They're yellow. I figured that was the reason. I don't get pimples anymore. Thick earwax. I used to get, like, taking a Q-tip, it would be rust-colored and thick and goopy. No, nothing. But it just eliminates itself. I haven't had any problems with that in over, like, 3 years. Gastric issues. And that would be general. Just not feeling well, getting sick, throwing up, having diarrhea, having constipation, all that kind of stuff. And probably the best thing is I don't take any meds and I have no need for a doctor. So that's what I had to give up to go carnivore. Come on. I get to eat eggs. I get to eat butter. I get to eat lard, tallow, schmaltz, suet. I get to eat steak, chicken, fish, pork, lamb, ram. I get to eat everything that I want. I just don't eat the plants. So if I had to put a number on my percentage of carnivore by weight to what I use for plants, because I do season, I do drink my coffee. For example, this is a cup of 189 milliliters. That uses 11.2 grams of beans, of which only 2% of that comes out in the actual coffee. So I think that's around 220 milligrams of actual mass and water. All right, so that's zero compared to the 1,000 grams that I eat per day. Plus, I eat about I'll say I average about 2.5 pounds of food per day. And then any seasonings, it would be cilantro, onion, Mexican salsa sometimes, fall into my soup or whatever because it's delicious. So yeah, carnivore by weight, 99% minimum. All right. So there you have it. Happy anniversary. 2 years on the Carnivore Diet. I remember it was a Thursday. And today's Saturday, but I'll upload this Sunday. Thursday, I had half of a chicken, and I didn't die. And from then on, it's been hamburgers, steaks. Fish really don't fill me up, but I do that during Lent. But I make fish burgers out of them, so I try to fill it with cheese and some of the things that'll fill me up. Eat a lot more eggs. Oh yeah, and I eat an average of 6 to 8 eggs every day. And probably, maybe a half to a stick of butter daily. So for people that say that's bad for you, well, you take a look at me, you take a look at them, compare some of the numbers I gave you and say, you know what, maybe this dude on the internet knows more than me. Diego, my friend who's trying to tell me, let me rephrase that. All right, I don't know more than anyone. I just know what I know. And if your numbers aren't matching mine, you have to figure out kind of who's telling you the truth. All right, he said, guys. So you know what? We'll call that a day. And it's been a fun run, and I plan on running with it. Let's see, I'm 57 now. Shoot, I plan on running that. I'm not even mid-age, man. I'm going to run that for more than, 60, 70, 80 more years. Man, what's going to happen in that amount of time? I'm amazed. All right, guys. Anyway, you have a great week. Be well.